we had a lot happen in this last week as well. We really did. It just seems like it was flying all over the place. And listen, we had to talk about it at some point. We knew that this was going to happen. College football realignment. A lot of it happened last week. Colorado was the first domino to fall, so to speak. Colorado was that first domino of that college football realignment for this cycle leading into the actual season. And so that was not, it seemed like we saw a damn burst in terms of the Pac 12 as well. That's really the best way to put it. Okay. So we had a lot happen in terms of college football realignment. So 5 teams out of the Pac 12 did end up deciding that starting next academic school year, they will be joining a new conference. So we'll start south and then work our way up north. So just starting down in the deserts, going down south towards the Mexican border, we had both Arizona and Arizona State leave the Pac-12 and go to the Big 12. That will be effective of next year. And then Utah. Utah was a team that we said last week on this very podcast that if I was the president of the Big 12, I would get on the phone with the president of Utah and ask him to join the Big 12 conference as that 14th team. And they weren't quite the 14th team. They were like the 15th or 16th team, depending on how you view things. But Utah is going to be joining the Big 12 as well. And I'm at least a supporter of that aspect. At least with that, it makes sense because Utah, they're going to be in the same conference as BYU. So the Holy War is going to have more national relevance because both teams are now considered about Power 5, right? So since both teams are going to be considered Power 5, what that does mean is that, we'll see that game have a higher profile, especially if BYU can really step things up here and, prove that, hey, if we are more than capable of playing with the big boys at the Power 5 level, okay? Utah, we know what Utah is capable of, at least from a football standpoint. Not sure about the rest of their sports, but football, I think they certainly are ready. They're a pretty passionate fan base as well. So Utah, I get it, and Arizona State, it's a little bit farther away for some of the other members in the conference, but at least they're gonna have the that rivalry games together as well. So at least there's a little bit of regionality in that. The second round wasn't as bad, but we saw some more. There was more. There was certainly more than that, though. I'll tell you what. So the Big Ten, we thought that they could have been done with adding teams in this realignment cycle. They were already at 16 teams. 16 teams was not enough for the Big Ten. It was really not enough at all. And we got some news over the course of this past week since the last time that we were on air here. Oregon and Washington will be leaving the Pac-12 conference as well. They are going to the Big Ten. So Big Ten will now be at 18 teams. We will have an 18-team conference. Like, why? Why do we have so many teams in one conference? It's absolutely mind-boggling to me. And bless the hearts of those that are responsible for the Big Ten conference schedule starting next year. That's going to be an absolute doozy as well.